Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I did a tag for Designs by Rin, and it's a mixed media Christmas tag, and it's called Christmas Morning Underwater. It's kind of silly actually, but you know, she's got these gorgeous sea creature stamps, and I thought, you know, those are probably really forgotten at Christmas time, so I challenged myself to find a way to use them, and this is what I came up with. I made a Christmas tree underwater. But so I just used that mixed media paper. It's nice and thick, and just cut it to, I think it's about like 6 by 3.5, somewhere around there, and chomp the edges just to make it into like a tag shape. And I busted out my distress ink because I wanted to have like this nice, I know I had the right combination of blues to have a nice watery kind of look in the background. So I'm just going through my blending sponges and finding the ones that go with the colors that I've chosen, which is Faded Jeans, Tumbled Glass, and Peacock Feathers. Faded Jeans is really great. Faded Jeans and Tumbled Glass work out really well to get that nice blue, water, or sky scene. But the Faded Jeans is kind of a more richer color. So first I did Faded Jeans, then I did Tumbled Glass, and then just to add a few like shading, kind of darker areas with a little bit more of the green, I added the Peacock Feathers. I love that color. So, and then I spritzed it with some water, and I did not blend it. I just liked the sparkle, the droplets on it. I didn't smear it around. I dried it as the water got sprayed on there, so you can see the water droplets. Hopefully you can see it in the video. So, and then I used a lot of her stamps on this. That is Seaweed Set, if I remember correctly. And I used the Seaweed Set, and then there's part of the Starfish Set to make the underwater Christmas tree. So I'm just kind of drawing like the center section of where I want the tree to be so I can get my stamps lined up right. And I was like, do I want to use archival? Do I not want to use archival? Put it on, wiped it off, then decide, nah, I better stick with archival. So there's the bottom half. And this set, it's really cool because it's got one set that is, you know, the solid branch, and then one that is one that you can color in. I really like the variations you can get with that. And you'll see how the next one stamps. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding some painter's tape and blocking off a portion of the stamp so that I can only get that piece, because I want to kind of, and I don't want it to look like a perfect tree. I just want it to have kind of like a tree shape. It turned out okay. So, and there's the second stamp. You can see that's the one that you can kind of color in and add some real pretty colors in there with a nice fine brush. So again, just the painter's tape and then a piece of scrap paper. I have little pieces of scrap paper all over the place. And I stamped it that way just to get bits and pieces of it, to get like a solid, you know, a good impression. If I did it with my hands, it wouldn't turn out right. So I used the starfish, and I made it real light on purpose because I knew I was going to have some kind of glowing thing on there, but I wasn't sure at this point what I was going to do with it. But that was the smallest starfish in the starfish set. And that stamp, this is the first time I'm using that one. It's called Rising Bubbles. It's really cool. So, and at the end I added a little bit more. I didn't get all of the video, but just some final touches we missed. So there I'm finally using my Inktense pencils. I've been playing with them here and there. Some of the stuff I like that I've spit out with them. Some were just learning curves. But these are awesome. I got the 12 set. I tell you what, I wish I could have got that 72 set and have all the different shades. But you know, if you work with it enough, you can make all your own colors anyway. So with the set of 12, But so I just kind of put a real faint like trunk of a tree in there. And then that is the water droplet set, I believe. There's water droplet set 1 and water droplet set 2. It's water effects 1 and water effects 2. I used one of the pieces from both of those. So, and all I'm using is just one of the little drops from that set. That was the perfect size for the tree, and treating them like ornaments. So in there I'm just adding like little connections for each ornament to the branches of the tree or the seaweed. And then I got my white gel pen and I'm just adding some reflection marks on each ornament. And then decided to add some white marks on the starfish too. And then I'm just grabbing my yellowing tense pencil and I'm going to kind of color that tree top, my starfish. And I wanted it nice and bright, but it wasn't quite working out. It gave it a nice yellow glow, but I wound up making it a little bit more eye-catching later. So when I just pulled that color out onto the blue so it would look like it's kind of glowing, hopefully you'll be able to see it in the final video. Have it sped up pretty fast to about just under 13 minutes, not bad, not bad. So, and there I am, I'm just taking the color straight from the pencil. And then my white gel pen to add the reflection marks on the rising bubbles. I cannot use those without making those reflection marks. It just makes it pop. It doesn't look right without them to me. Looks incomplete. Okay, then I just have some Marvy markers because I couldn't get the right shade of green for my intense pencils, believe it or not. And it was a little too intense. I wanted just that subtle green seaweed in the background. So, and the 2 shades of the Marvy markers that I have work out nice. So I didn't want the green overpowering. Just very, very subtle. I love that detail brush that I got. Love it. I don't know how I got along without it. You know what? I got along without it because I didn't do detailed paint. That's how I got along. Now I used the Memento ink for the red ornaments, and I did that because I knew that it would bleed a little bit, so, and I wanted them to have some shading at the tip of them. So I'm just taking plain water from with my brush and just letting the red, just a little bit of water, just kind of smearing that ink, and it's creating some nice shading on each one of the ornaments. And that's ink black intense pencil. And this is the koi fish set. I think it's just called the koi set. K-O-I, koi. I hope I'm saying that right. Kind of like carp. They're not ocean fish, you know. I'm not an oceanographer or whatever. I don't know what fish belong with what seaweed, and I just know it looks pretty in my eyes, so I went with it. I don't think these two go together, but you know what? It's Christmas morning underwater. Christmas morning for fish. They can do whatever they want. So all intense pencils here. I've wanted these for the longest time, and I finally got a set of 12 for, I think it was about $17. I was really excited about that. I really wanted the bigger set, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend that much on it because they're expensive, because they are amazing, amazing pencils. Just, the pigment that they have is just unmatched by anyone else. So I'm just coloring it in, and then adding water, and look at that magic. Those things are just, they're 10 times better than I even expected. So I'm in love with them, and I'm learning how to really get the most out of them by practicing. So and I used kind of like a fuchsia color on the fin across the top there, and I wasn't crazy about that, so I went over the fuchsia with the red and got my own little shade of red that I really liked. Nice deep rich red. And then it's that indigo blue around his eye. And then I fussy cut him out after I just added just a little bit more dark areas to, I don't know, give it value here and there. Because it's not so much about where the light's coming in on this one, as far as how to attack the shading on it. It's more about where to add the value, I think. The darker shades. He's in the water. Lights everywhere. So then I used the water drop set, the bigger one, to put some presents under the tree. So I wound up using some stickles to add some sparkle to each ornament. And then there's the fussy cut water droplet that I cut out. And then I just have a stamp, a real simple stamp that's a bow. And I just colored it, I just stamped it out of white paper and then outlined it with black and then colored it in with red, and then wound up using red stickles on it because I wanted there to be presents under the tree. So I just made little presents out of them. But this stamp set, again, it was just a way to challenge myself, because this is the last thing you think about at Christmas time, right? You're not thinking about fish and starfish and seaweed. So now it's just a matter of putting it together, and then I missed part of this because my memory card wound up getting full. So I just used some glue dots and you know, printed the sentiment out on my computer, cut it, and adhered it. So some final touches, I added some more bubbles there, as you can see in the right hand corner. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out all the links. I will have them in the bar below, and if you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you so much, guys.